Yesterday, our county councillors met to agree a budget for the year ahead. The budget was proposed by the Conservative leadership of Northants County Council, and they proposed cuts of £39.2 million. This is on top of cuts that we have seen for the last 7 years. I am proud that our Labour county councillors stood up to this and voted against it because they know that we must protect our vital public services. As a result of these cuts, our services will suffer. This means that our bus subsidies have been cut and entire bus routes have been cancelled. If you live in a more rural part of our constituency, it will now be much harder to get about and you'll have difficulty accessing key services. If you're an older person, it'll be harder to get to a doctor's, and if you're a younger person, you might even struggle getting to school if you rely on a rural bus service. Other areas that are impacted are the quality of our roads. They are cutting gritting services by 32%. That means next year when it snows like this, the roads are going to be even more dangerous. And they've also decided to cut the number of pothole inspections. I know that potholes are a bugbear for a lot of people and the roads are particularly bad in Corby. So the fact that they have now decided to do fewer inspections means that potholes are going to be there for longer and there's less chance of them getting repaired in a timely fashion. That is frustrating, but more importantly, it's actually really dangerous. Another area that's being impacted is trading standards. That might seem quite abstract, but actually that's a really important service for us and protects us as consumers from harm's way. Finally, an area that is being cut really significantly are our libraries and children's services. So originally we were told that 21 of our 36 libraries faced closure, and then at some point yesterday, behind closed doors, it was agreed that a number of the libraries that were supposed to be protected would actually have their hours altered, with many of them now operating on less than 1 day a week. This decision took place behind closed doors with zero transparency, zero consultation and zero scrutiny. Our Labour and Lib Dem councillors did not know this was happening and it was done at the last minute and staff were informed on the day. Here in Corby and East Northamptonshire, we are really impacted by these changes to library times. So I've actually got them here in front of me. Danesholme Library will now just be open on Thursdays between 2 and 6 p.m. Oundle, Tuesdays and Fridays between 9 and 1 p.m. Raunds, Tuesday 10 till 6. Thrapston, Wednesday 10 till 6. And Northamptonshire, Wednesday just 10 until 2 p.m. So the only library that we're going to have open in the whole of the constituency, full-time, reasonable standard hours, is the Corby Library in the Cube. And for a constituency that spans the best part of 20 miles and has a population of 100,000 people, with Corby the fastest growing borough outside of London, it's ridiculous that this is now the situation. The way that the workers in our libraries have been treated is absolutely disgusting. They were given no notice of the change of these hours, and I've heard reports today that some have been asked to travel from Oundle, Thrapston, Raunds and Northamptonshire to Corby to work in that library. Their workers' rights have not been protected, and I will be working with the GMB and other trade unions to make sure they're protected going forward, and I'll also be supporting the civil servants who work at County Hall who for another year have had their pay frozen. This really isn't good enough. We have all been let down by the Tory-led County Council and the councillors in that cabinet. We've been let down by our Conservative MPs. The Conservative MP for Corby and East Northamptonshire voted for cuts for 44% to our local government. He is not surprised by these cuts at all. And we've also been let down by the Conservative government who has seen this coming for years and they have sat by. They could step in now and these cuts don't need to go ahead, but they aren't.